All right, everyone, I think I'm ready to get started. So happy Friday to everyone here. I am Kurt Pontello, Channel Manager here at Techmode. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm really excited to teach all of you guys about Avaya Spaces. So let's get started. If there's any questions at any point during this presentation, please just enter those in the chat window down at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. And we will make sure we get to all of those questions through the presentation as well as at the end. So we're here to talk about Avaya Spaces. So what is Avaya Spaces and why should you care? Avaya Spaces is a team collaboration tool. It is a cloud application available anywhere that you have internet access. You can use this from your desktop to a tablet to a mobile device, whether you're in the office, out of the office, anywhere that you can really connect to the public internet, you can have access to Spaces simply because it lives in your web browser. My goal of this webinar is to show that every single business can benefit from tools like this. I'm sure some of you have heard of some of the other players in the space, from companies like Slack to Microsoft Teams. Skype for Business does a little bit of what Avaya Spaces does, and Glip. The market for team collaboration is growing so quickly because of these types of tools are valuable to really any business. So what does Avaya Spaces get you, right? I guess the first thing is collaboration. Collaboration with people inside and outside of your organization. Obviously, there are a ton of tools available today that allow you to connect and talk to people with inside of your organization. But the beautiful thing about Avaya Spaces is we can connect to people outside of the organization. So that could be clients that I need to work with on something, vendors, and we're working on a large project, contractors, freelancers, all of those people, I simply just send them an email out of the application and they can join my Spaces. So these are great tools for project management, for you guys to do task management. The nice thing is you're able to upload documents to this. You can do screen sharing, audio and video meetings, all out of the single Avaya Spaces meeting. So the whole goal of this is to make organizations smarter, right? We want to be able to allow people to easily manage their projects and departments in a single application without the expensive project management software, right? I'm sure you guys have seen some of these over the years that, you know, they're nice products, but they're really expensive. And we'll show you today that Avaya Spaces comes for free in a lot of instances, and it also has the ability to be added and grown onto. So now let's take a look at Spaces itself. I think that's kind of what we all want to see and what this application looks like. So as you can see here, this is my desktop and my dashboard to my Avaya Spaces. Right here, you have your general tab. This is going to show you your active spaces that you are part of. You can see here that we did one for a mortgage company. We have some internal documents here to Techmode of some active projects that we have going on. We have demos that we do for customers in the channel program that I run. We have different things within this. The beautiful thing is anytime I want to look for a file, all my files for any of those things are right here in this application. So click, access them, download them, whatever you want to do. They're easily and available right in that tab. The next thing is your tasks, and I truly believe that this is the most beneficial and powerful part of Spaces. So for instance, you can see my tasks that are assigned to me. Obviously, I'm a little bit behind on a few of these things, but let's use this on the other foot. Let's say, for instance, I assigned a task to a person inside of my organization, and I need to follow up on this, and it's assigned to April within my office. So for instance, if I wanted to click here, I could double click April, and I could send her a message that says, hey, April, wanted to see how your project is going, or wanted to see if your task is completed. I could send her a message, all of that kind of good stuff. She could respond back to me, and we could quickly resolve the issue or find out where that process is in the purpose of her task. Also, I have my completed tasks here. So the nice thing is anytime that I complete a task, I will get a nice little orange indicator that I've achieved it or I've completed it. And you have the ability to do that. Anytime I want to look into this task, I can look right into it. I can see that it has been approved. I can see my different attachments down here and any notes that anybody would have on it. So all easy, accessible, all in a single pane for you to do. The last piece here is your posts, right? So anytime that I am sharing a document, so let's say, for instance, I share the same document 100 times over to existing clients or whatever that case may be, I am able to put this right here, easily accessible, have them handy for me at any time I want to use them. The next little piece here I want to share with you is downloads. So all of these things are able to be downloaded as extensions to plug into your calendars. You can access any of those here. Easy to download, easy to access them right from the single pane. So the next piece I want to go into is a little bit of administration portion of this. I have my account, I have my preferences, my admin area, my user guide. The user guide is wonderful. It really gives you any question that you would have about Spaces. You can click on the user guide. It's a 80-page document that will let you go through anything that you possibly want to know. Help and feedback, you have the ability to do that. And of course, you can sign yourself out in your Spaces. So let's get into, actually one more thing I wanted to note. You have all of the folks down here within your organization or people that you are actively working with are right here to be able to instant message them. So if I wanted to grab Denise, I simply double click her. I can send her a message saying, hey, Denise, whatever that is, and send it along. So easy, accessible, and instant messaging within the organization right out of this single application. So let's get into a company that I worked on, and you can see Denise sent me a message back. So let's get into a company that I recently worked with on them, and it was a mortgage company, right? This mortgage company was having issues of keeping everybody on task, making sure everybody was on the same page, and that being from a client perspective to vendor perspective to internal people within that organization. They wanted to make sure everybody kind of knew where they were at in the process, right? How many times have you, I'm sure everybody here has applied for a loan for a home and done those kind of things, and you're always, what's next? What do I have to do? How many emails am I going to send to my sales rep to ask where they are in the status? So the beautiful thing about this is it gives everybody real-time statistics of what's going on, what's completed in the project, and all of that. So I'll give you a quick run-through with it. So the first thing is the loan applicant, Kurt Pontello, right? General information that everybody needs, right? So you need a copy of your driver's license, your last paycheck stubs, your social security card, down payment amounts, all that kind of good stuff. The beautiful thing is you'll see right here, this is a task that was created for me with the information that I need. So the nice thing is I was able to write it, I could attach things to it, I could put any kind of activity, and you notice that I wrote a note. I have sent you all the information requested. Please let me know if you need anything else, right? And that was sent. And when I go back to the main page here, you also will see that right here in the chat session that I put that note and it is tracked. So got back from Lindsay. She said, good news, your loan is approved. Of course, I'm super excited. Awesome. And then she gave me my closing date. Thank you. I will see you then. And now it kind of goes into what do we need to create all these documents, getting prepared for the loan itself to get to the end client. So what we did is we created tasks within it. So I'll show you guys all the tasks that were created for this. And so you can see these are all the ones that have been completed. The second portion here are the ones that are still yet to be done. And the thing is, you can see who they're assigned to, right? So I'm still waiting on the client, for instance, to send me, the signed closing disclosure, right? So everybody's on the same page, knows what's going on. Anytime I want to create a new task, I simply click the button down here, type in the name, the description, add an attachment, assign it to a person, all of that. And we'll show you this in more detail when I create a brand new space from scratch and how we assign tasks to people within that. Also, you'll notice up here all of the posts. So these are all the documents that have been shared on this particular one. So if I wanted to go to your loan approval document, I would be able to see it here. You see it's an attachment. Simply click it, and you have the information right here for you to view. So going back to this, that's the depth of my post, but then you also have a notification. So the thing I really like about this is I get notified anytime a new task has been assigned, anytime somebody has made a comment, any of those kind of things, you will be able to see that. I will get an icon lit right here that this will be yellow or an orange color. And I also get notifications. So if I'm in on my mobile device, I will get that notification as well. You'll have a lot more feedback into it to see what is going on. And you can always turn these off as well if you don't want to have that. So the other piece is down here, I can choose to invite different people to this. So give you an example. I am now to the point I need to have the title company prepare some work for this. I can invite that person by simply clicking the invite button here and typing in that person's email address. Type in their email address, send the invite. That person will get an email to them with a notification as well as a link to bring them directly to your space. Now, let's say, for instance, I am done with all of this. We've kind of completed this portion of it. Now we want to remove somebody from this. So the nice thing about this application is we can actually take people out of this conversation. So let's say the customer no longer needs to be inputted into this, any more information shared with them. Now we're going to be able to loop other people in for internal processes, internal conversation, all of that. I can simply choose to remove that person, or I can also change their access to it. So I can make them administrator, I can make them a member, I can make them a guest, and we'll get more into that later to allow you to see that. The nice thing is here is I also have a video conference. So if I choose to have this, I can have a point-to-point video conference with this. I can also have an audio bridge to bring everybody together on a single audio bridge for this as well. So bringing back to the main tab here, let's just kind of like create a new space, right? So we're going to get started. We got a brand new company that we want to get going. So all I do here is click new space. Let's give it a name. We're going to do one for a doctor's office. So we're going to call this Dr. Smith's office. Okay, we'll put in his email address down here. Let's see, Dr. Smith, Techmode at gmail.com. Okay, see that I have Dr. Smith here. I can save him. Now, this is where I was talking about you have the ability to give different permissions to these people. So I can make him a member of the group. I can make him a guest that he can only just view the documentation, can't post anything, can't do any tasks, really just can view what's going on. Or I can make him an admin. So in this case, my doctor, he's kind of a control freak, right? So he wants to have all access to this stuff. And so we're going to give him admin access. So we're going to save this, and it's going to create a brand new space here for me. As you can see, it's Dr. Smith's office. I have over here that it's just myself. When that email gets generated to that person, Dr. Smith is going to accept, log in, and kind of take it from there. So I can start a chat session. Hello, doctor. Here is your new space. And one more second here for that doctor to join, and we'll get him going. So, but let's create a couple new tasks for the doctor. Well, we'll get to that here in just a second. But this is, once again, you can see here that I can enable or disable my alarms by going here and clicking that. I also have the ability to change settings for this. So I can change the name of this. I can do different things. I can choose to archive this, and we'll get into how you archive different spaces with that as well. So just an easy thing. If you ever want to edit, you can do that. So now that we see here that Dr. Smith has joined, we are going to just refresh our page here so we can now see that Dr. Smith is active and available for us. So now we're going to create a few things for the doctor. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to create a new task. Okay, so we're going to call this his first appointment for the day. Okay, we're going to say Bobby is coming in for his annual checkup. And now I can assign a date to this. So let's say it's for Monday the 17th, right? I can click here to assign it to the doctor. So it's going to be a to-do for him. If I want to attach a file for this, here's Bobby Boucher's chart so we can talk about him. And we'll add that right to it. And now all we do is we create our space. So now that you will see is there's a first appointment here. It's assigned to a person. There's a due date on this. it is as easy as that is creating that. And then I can also see here that I have a notification that I have a new chat. Okay, so thank you. Please post my appointments for today. Wonderful. So that's kind of what we're doing. And once again, you see everything as an active log here. So I can click into that first appointment. I can see who this is assigned to. It's assigned to Dr. Smith. Documentation's there. If I wanted to write a note in here, I would absolutely be able to do that as well. So everything is at a single glance. So for purposes of doing this one more time, I would just like to do one more for you guys. So we'll do the second appointment. Okay, once again, we can write our notes in here, add our date, assign it to the doctor, right? Add another attachment, and let's say it's Herb. That's going to be our guy to do this, and simply create, and you will see that we have our second appointment. So once again, we have our chats that are up here, our posts that we have, and our tasks that we have. So these are all things that are available. So at any time, if I wanted to invite somebody else, I can choose to do that from here. Easy as that. And now that you will see, it's now on my new spaces, right? So I have Dr. Smith's office, and I have everything here that I need to view and can do. If you want to make them a favorite, for instance, there is a little star icon that I can choose to select this person as a favorite. So maybe it's one that I work on all the time, or it's a hot one that I'm working on, whatever that case may be, I have it there. You also have the ability to archive, right? So I can add it to favorites, I can change some settings in it, but I can also archive it. So I'm going to choose to archive this person now. Now, you can see here, Dr. Smith has been archived. And if I go to here, I can show my archive spaces. So you can see that I have some different ones that I've done and some tests that I've did and that kind of thing. And they're all right here. So the nice thing is, for whatever reason, if this one comes available and we need to work on it again, I also have the ability to take this one and I can restore it. Okay, would you like to restore? Go back. Now you can see Dr. Smith's office is back here. Now I can get back and pick right back up. The nice thing is all of these people, all that information is going to be saved. It's not left. It's not left behind. It's all right there for you to view. So hopefully that was informative to you guys, and you kind of saw how the Avaya Spaces and how simple and easy it is to use. Once again, this is just a web page, right? Just a page that I am accessing via the web, easy for me to view and to see. So back to our presentation here. We want to talk to you guys about built-in integrations. So what Avaya has done is they have built in some custom integrations. So ones that they have native right out of the box is O365 calendar integration. So I have the ability to embed this right into my calendar. I'm able to select the one that I have. I can send out those meeting invites to have people join me at a certain time and a date, all of that kind of good stuff. So it's really nice to have that right in a single pane for you. And they also did one for Microsoft Teams. Some of you may have used this application in the past, or maybe your business is looking to deploy it. Okay, so one thing you will notice about Microsoft Teams, though, is it fills in the gap of audio and video. So natively, Microsoft Teams does not give you audio and video with their solution. It's an uptick, it's a charge. So Avaya has built a plugin to fit and fill those voids within that solution. And once again, ours is free. So Outlook desktop integration, same thing for the calendar. We also do it for the G Suite. So any Google Calendar integration is also pre-built into these as well. A very important thing to note on this is we also do REST API. Okay, so essentially we can write custom integrations for different CRMs, different email platforms, those kind of things. As long as those applications can speak open API, they're going to be able to integrate with us and be able to talk. So very powerful, allows you to integrate this into your existing environment, and that's really the whole goal of this thing. So why choose Spaces, right? There's tons of competition out there. There's tons of people that do that. So let's kind of walk through them. So the first one is Slack, right? Great product, but it doesn't integrate with your Avaya system. So say you have an Avaya system today, or you're looking to purchase something like that, it doesn't have that integration. And you can't decommission users, all right? So like, for instance, like when I wanted to remove somebody from my mortgage company that I had, I would not be able to take the client out of it. So they're going to see all that back and forth. I would have to create a new space or a new thing, and it's just going to make it more convoluted, right? So the fact that you have that right out of the gate to decommission people is wonderful. And then there's no active screen sharing in their free version as well. So we give you screen sharing. You're able to share your desktop, do everything that you want to do right out of the gate with that. So the Microsoft Teams, we talked about this a little bit, but the audio and video conferencing is not included in their free version. There's an upcharge for that. Skype for Business, it's not built as a true collaboration tool. There's no file storage built into it. Messages aren't saved unless you set up, storage, right? So you have to pay for storage to continue to store these products and those kind of things. So the costs are going to continue to go up in those kind of solutions. The last one is GLIP. Video is limited to 500 minutes per month. With ours, it's unlimited. You could have a point-to-point video call all day, every day with people that you're working at. No worries about the amount of video conversations that we have. Okay, our pricing for this is very, very simple, right? We try to keep it straight, direct, to the point. So the one that I showed you today is the basic version, right? Everything that I showed you is available and is free, right? There's no billing, there's no upfront commitment. And I guess let's talk a little bit about what you get with the free version. So the free version gives you unlimited one-on-one video calling. It also gives the ability to have 5 participants in a voice call. It gives you 1 gigabit of storage as well for the files that you save, those kind of things. So that is the free version that you simply, contact your Techmode sales rep and they'll be able to get you set up for this to allow you to start to take advantage of it. The next one is the Plus. Okay, the Plus is $5 a month. If you do it on an annual contract, it is $6 a month if you bill it monthly. And these are per individual spaces. So, I have one for myself, different people like that. But it also gives you one-on-one video calling with it, but it enhances things, right? So the biggest thing is it gives you unlimited storage, right? So you can archive, build as many spaces as you want, won't have to limit yourself to the, to the 1 gigabit storage per instance. You also have 25 participants for voice calls. You have up to 15 participants for video calls. And then if you're really looking to take your spaces to the next level, there is the business version. This allows you to collaborate with now 60 voice participants, 25 people in a video call, gives you dial-in features so you can dial out of the application, kind of brings it more really as a full UC product at that point. And then, of course, your storage is unlimited with this as well. Here's a little bit more of a breakdown so you can kind of see the differences between them and what you get and what you don't get, and kind of just runs through them. So you can see the 3 different flavors. And we will send this presentation and this recording out at the end, so you guys will be able to view this in more detail at the end of that. So where does this solution live? I think that's a very important thing, right? It's not stored in Techmode's data center in the back. It's not stored some warehouse down the street or whatever the case may be. This solution lives in AWS, right? The largest, most secure data center on the planet. So feel safe and feel comfortable that your information is there and it is stored safely and securely. All right, so with that, I wanted to see if we had any Q&A or any questions that you guys had about the presentation. And if there aren't any at the moment, I don't see any here in the ticker, but here's a couple common questions that people ask me quite frequently. How long will I be able to share documents and how long will they be available? So, great question. That's typically, the answer to that is very simple. As long as you have an Avaya Spaces account, they are yours. You'll have access to them. You'll be able to view them, your old archived ones to your new spaces. As long as you have an active account, they're yours. How many spaces can I have all at once? Another good question, right? So, you could see this kind of spiraling, right? I could have tons of, upcoming projects and things going on. Well, the answer to that is it's unlimited, right? So you can have as many spaces as you want to create. Things we got to just keep in mind as far as storage, right? So based on the plan that you choose, depends on your storage requirements that you want to have for those particular notes or what you're putting in there and that kind of stuff. And then just, your video and your, your voice applications as far as the capacity of those, that's kind of where you right size those as well. with that, I want to talk about our current promotions that we are currently running with this. We are allowing customers that sign up for a 36-month of our Techmode Go, which is a UCaaS offering, so that's Unified Communications as a Service, or hosted is another term that people are familiar with that. And we are giving away the Plus for 12 months for free with a 36-month contract during the month of December. So there's still time for those. If you have any questions with that, please reach out to your Techmode team, and they will be able to assist you with adding any of those things to and putting together a quote for you. So we are going to be doing some more upcoming webinars. Our goal is really to start to give you guys more information about new releases, new products, new things that we have going on, and hour-long session to talk about new and upcoming things. So the next ones that we're going to be talking about are the Avaya Equinox client. So that's a full UC client that does instant messaging, does presence, allows you to view your calendar. It integrates your entire Avaya solution together in a single page. So that would be a really good one, and I'm looking forward to doing that one coming up. And the next one we're going to have as well is going to be the Avaya Meetings Online. This is the application that you guys see that we are using today to log in, to view, to access everything that we have going on. But it really gives you, the video conferencing piece of it. It gives you audio conferencing, for documentation, webinar sharing, all on a monthly subscription base. So no hardware to buy, no additional investment that you need to make. Simply consume it as a monthly operating expense. So a great replacement for, if you have a GoToMeeting, if you have, WebEx or something like that, that's a good solution to replace something like that. I'll open it up one more time if there's any more questions that anybody has. All right, it doesn't look like it. But please reach out to your sales folks if you have any additional questions on this stuff. We're happy to answer those for you, and feel free to email me direct with anything that you have as well. But I hope the presentation today was very direct, to the point. Really wanted to make it just so you get a good understanding of what this is and how we can use it in your business. And once again, sign up for the free